Than Channel 9's and more morbid than CNN, it's the Noose. Well, our top story this evening comes to us from Croatia, where a Croatian woman, whose name I can't pronounce, hasn't left her apartment in 35 years. That's because officials say she died in 1973. Residents of her loft building had broken into her flat after deciding that the apartment should belong to them and not to her. Well, they were quite surprised when they found her remains in the bed. No one noticed anything odd or smelled anything out of the ordinary because the windows had been left open. A neighbor says she last saw her alive in 1967 when she was talking with two men that were part of a religious sect, just like the late woman was. Afterwards, she simply vanished. The neighbor was convinced she left with the men. Well, after 35 years, you're not just a dead body, you're a collectible. All right. And now, a pair of stories that prove it's not guns that shoot people. It's people who shoot themselves. Yes, let's start in Arizona. David Lopez, 33, is in the hospital and will most likely face felony charges after getting rather mad at another driver. The road rage led David to wave his gun at the other driver and then shoot himself in the stomach. Well, that is pretty asinine, but not as dumb as our next story. Good old Texas. Jorge Espinal was drinking beer and playing poker with his buddies in Fort Worth early Sunday when he got an itch he just had to scratch. Espinal, 44, went to another room and grabbed the first back scratcher he could find. A revolver. I'm sure you can connect the dots as to what happened next. Yes, he was taken to the hospital for non-life-threatening injuries. No word on if they itch. Our final story concerns a major internet provider. Customers who called the toll-free number listed on the company's small business website reached a phone sex operation instead of the giant telecom company's customer service department. We called the number, naturally, and were offered another number to call, the customer reported. So we called that number. It was a phone sex service. The number has been replaced with the correct one now. But what I really want to know is the company at large going to pay for the 45-minute call I made to that second number? Coming up, that eagerly awaited undead performance from I Still Have Nightmares. Yes. And now, something.